Hey there, watch enthusiasts! Welcome to another exciting episode of The Steady Ticker. I'm Joel, one of your go-to friends when it comes to all things about luxury watches, and here with me is...
Joe, your other go-to friend who is also passionate about luxury watches. In today's video, we have something truly special in store, and it's got us buzzing with excitement.
That's right, we have a timepiece that's been making waves in the watch community, the Grand Seiko Tentagraph. Some have even dubbed it the another Rolex Daytona Killer, and you know what that means? The stakes are high.
Oh, you bet, Joel. Whenever you mention Rolex and killer in the same sentence, you know you've got something special on your hands. But hey, Grand Seiko has been turning heads and challenging the status quo for quite some time now, so this is going to be an epic discussion.
Absolutely, the Grand Seiko brand has earned its place among the luxury watch giants, and today we're going to find out why the Tentagraph is causing such a stir. From its precision to craftsmanship, its design and its performance, we'll leave no stone unturned.
And let's not forget the watch market dynamics. Rolex Daytona, known for its iconic status and waitlists, is in for some serious competition. But can the Grand Seiko Tentagraph truly dethrone the king? That's what we'll try to unravel today.
That's the million-dollar question, Joe, and we're going to have some fun speculating, discussing and geeking out over these two incredible timepieces. So if you're a seasoned watch enthusiast or someone just getting into the world of luxury watches, this video is for you.
Get ready for an informative and entertaining conversation sprinkled with our watch geek humour. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss any of our exciting content.
Alright, let's get this another Rolex Daytona Killer discussion started, shall we?
Let's first take a trip down memory lane and explore the history of Grand Seiko movement. Now, despite being around since 1960, it wasn't until 2007 that Grand Seiko released its first chronograph. And here's the twist, it wasn't your typical mechanical chronograph, it was the spring drive.
Ah, the spring drive. That's where the magic begins. For those of you who aren't familiar, spring drive is a unique quartz movement powered by a spring, not a battery. It's like nothing else that you've seen in the watch world.
That's right, Grand Seiko filed patents and worked relentlessly on the spring drive for over 20 years, before finally releasing it in 1999. It was a journey full of challenges and breakthroughs. This technology was practically witchcraft at the time.
Oh, it certainly was. The spring drive offered incredible accuracy, and its smooth sweeping seconds hand was a thing of beauty. But it had one teeny tiny problem. It wasn't the most visually appealing watch. Let's just say it had looks only a mother could love.
You're not wrong there, Joel. But it was a proud moment for Grand Seiko when they managed to incorporate the spring drive into a chronograph movement in 2007. That said, it remained an expensive watch, starting at nearly £8,000. It was ahead of its time, and other brands eventually caught up in terms of pricing and technology.
Indeed, Joe. So in 2023, Grand Seiko brought something fresh to the table, the Tentagraph. And no, it's not another spring drive. This time it's based around the 9S caliber, a high beat movement running at an impressive 36,000 vibrations per hour. Plus, it boasts an extended power reserve of 72 hours thanks to its ingenious dual impulse escapement.
Yes, but hold up, because this is where things get exciting. You see, most movements with a high beat frequency of 36,000 vibrations per hour would sacrifice power reserve for that extra speed. But Grand Seiko, being, well, typically Japanese, doesn't like to settle. They completely reinvented the mechanical wristwatch by finding an extra 25% efficiency through a new escapement design. It's mind-blowing.
It sure is. The efficiency increase is so substantial that if watchmaking were a competitive sport, Grand Seiko would be accused of cheating. But hey, no one's complaining because the performance is out of this world.
Absolutely. And do you know why they went for that 36,000 vibrations per hour beat rate in a chronograph? Well, it's all about precision. In a regular chronograph, fractions of a second are essential, and measuring to the 10th of a second makes perfect sense.
Bingo! Regular chronographs with lower beat rates like 28,800 bph can only measure to an eighth of a second. But in the Tentagraph, you get that precise 10th of a second measurement, and trust me, that makes a real difference.
And that's why they call it the Tentagraph, or the Tentograph as some might say. It's a clever play on words to emphasize that 10th of a second capability. I mean, it's not a joke. This watch is a true technical marvel.
Well said, Joe. And despite not being the spring drive tech fest, the Tentagraph, or the Tentograph, is still incredibly impressive. It's Grand Seiko's way of pushing the boundaries of an outdated technology to the extreme, and it's hard not to admire that dedication.
Right, and let's not forget, in typical Grand Seiko fashion, they've managed to create a stunning timepiece with the Tentagraph. It looks fantastic, which certainly adds to its appeal.
That's absolutely right. The Tentagraph is like a perfect blend of innovation and aesthetics, making it a real contender in the world of chronographs.
Alright, now that we've discussed the remarkable Grand Seiko Tentagraph movement, let's dive into some of the watches that house this impressive caliber 9SC5. Prepare to be amazed.
Oh, you bet! The 9S series watches are a significant step up from previous generations of Grand Seiko, both inside and out. They boast a level of detailed finish that can easily rival Swiss brands several steps higher in the luxury hierarchy.
Absolutely, and with the Tentagraph, Grand Seiko takes on a formidable opponent, the Rolex Daytona. These two iconic timepieces are in direct competition with each other, so let's see how they match up.
First, they both have a water resistance of 100 meters, but here's the kicker. The Grand Seiko manages that without screw-down pushers, which is quite an achievement.
Indeed, and in terms of power reserve, both watches boast 72 hours, but the Tentagraph achieves this while maintaining a high beat rate of 36,000 vibrations per hour. The result? Impressive accuracy, ranging from -3 to +5 seconds per day from the 9SC5 caliber.
On the other hand, the Daytona has an accuracy of -2 to +2 seconds, which is also top-notch. Both watches feature ceramic bezels, so they are pretty evenly matched in that department.
Now let's talk about the case. The Grand Seiko Tentagraph comes in a 43.2mm titanium case, making it a substantial timepiece. In contrast, the Daytona boasts a 40mm steel case, which some might find more comfortable on the wrist.
That's right, and the Tentagraph is also a bit thicker, measuring 15.3mm compared to the Daytona's 12.4mm. It's a big watch, no doubt about that.
Exactly, and that's where some prospective buyers might draw the line. If it's too big for your liking, it might not matter how much you love it, it just won't work for you.
And that's where Rolex has been quite clever with the Daytona, making it work so well on a variety of wrists. In real life, the Daytona might even measure slightly smaller than 40mm, making it even more versatile.
That's a great point, Joel. The Tentagraph might require a bit more wrist real estate to make it work, but for those who can pull it off, it's a showstopper.
Yeah, right. Short lugs and the use of titanium help in this regard, but it's still something to consider. On the other hand, the Rolex Daytona comes with its legendary bracelets, which is a big selling point for many.
True, and speaking of bracelets, it's worth noting that Grand Seiko has chosen not to compete directly with Rolex in that area. The Tentagraph, in my opinion, looks and feels fantastic on a strap, and that's where it truly belongs.
That's spot on, Joe. The Tentagraph exudes that Grand Seiko charm and character, making it a standout piece for any watch enthusiast.
Now we've come to the moment of truth. Is the Grand Seiko Tentagraph a worthy adversary for the Rolex Daytona? Let's sum it all up.
Oh, this has been an exciting journey, hasn't it? We've explored the impressive finish and design of the Tentagraph, and now we're ready to answer the big question.
That's right, starting with the finish and design. The Tentagraph brings Grand Seiko's renowned craftsmanship to the forefront. The dial is stunning, with a deep sunburst finish and beautifully executed chronograph subdials. The case is a work of art, meticulously sculpted and finished, showcasing Grand Seiko's expertise.
Absolutely. On the other hand, the Rolex Daytona is also very well made, with crisp detailing and a timeless design. However, the Tentagraph feels leagues above in terms of finish and attention to detail.
Now let's talk about the movement. The Tentagraph houses the caliber 9SC5, which impresses us both. Its chronograph functions seamlessly integrate into the movement, and the view through the caseback is a delight for watch enthusiasts.
That's right, the Grand Seiko's level of detailing and craftsmanship in the movement is a sight to behold, and you don't have to pay a premium like you do for a Daytona to see it.
In contrast, the Rolex Daytona's caliber is a robust workhorse movement. While it is reliable and well made, it lacks the level of intricate detailing and sculpting that the Tentagraph boasts.
And now comes the most anticipated verdict. Should you buy the Daytona over the Grand Seiko? Well, if we're talking about the retail price, then the answer's pretty straightforward. At this level, the Grand Seiko offers a lot of value for money.
That's right. However, if you're fortunate enough to already own a Daytona and you're considering flipping it for the Tentagraph, that's where things get trickier.
It definitely is a harder decision to make. The Tentagraph is undeniably an outstanding watch, but at a price point of £12,500, it faces some stiff competition from other luxury timepieces.
That's the real dilemma. The Tentagraph is exceptional, but it's essential to consider whether it fits your style, taste, and wrist size. It's a watch for those who truly want it and appreciate the artistry behind it.
Absolutely, and as with all Grand Seikos, the Tentagraph still presents good value, even though it might not reach the extreme value levels of some of the previous models.
Exactly. In other words, the Grand Seiko Tentagraph is a remarkable watch, pushing the boundaries of traditional watchmaking with its impressive movement and stunning finish. It's a strong contender against the Rolex Daytona, offering a different game altogether.
For those who appreciate the craftsmanship and unique design of Grand Seiko, the Tentagraph could very well be the watch of their dreams, but ultimately the decision lies with each individual and their personal preferences.
That's the beauty of the watch world. There's a perfect watch out there for everyone. So folks, take your time, explore your options, and find the timepiece that speaks to your heart.
Thanks for joining us as we explored the intricacies of the Grand Seiko Tentagraph. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep falling in love with these incredible timekeeping marvels. Take care and see you in the next video.
Want to hear more about watches? Hit the subscribe button below to support the Steady Ticker channel and click the notification bell to instantly know about our new videos on luxury watches. See you in the next one.